All right, guys, today we got calculating the mean. We did some measures of center yesterday. Doing it again today, except this time from a frequency distribution and also doing a weighted mean. So this video is going to be more problems than usual after we get the first couple slides in. So really pay attention to how these problems work. And that's how the videos are going to start rolling a little bit more as we get more and more into the calculations. All right, when working with summarized data in a frequency distribution, we don't know exact values. I mean, look down here, we don't know exact values. So we make calculations possible by pretending all the sample values in each class are equal to the class midpoint. So, like, I know there are 8 people in this class between 11 and 20. I know there are 12 people in the class between 21 and 30. I know there are 5 people in the class between 31 and 40, but I don't know what the exact numbers are. So what we do is I'm going to say, okay, all 8 of those people are going to be the midpoint of that class. So, the midpoint of that class, you would add up 11 and 20 and take half of it, and you would get 15.5. So that's what we would use for the class or each person. This one, I'd use 25.5. This one, I would use 35.5. So that's why we did those class midpoints earlier, so that later we could find the mean if they give us a frequency distribution. All right, here's the statistical formula for it. Remember X bar, because it comes from a sample, a frequency distribution sample. You take the sum of all the frequencies times their X. Now the X is going to be the midpoints. And on the bottom, you add up all the frequencies together. And that says it in words. I don't know why I just read that, but that's what it says. Let me show you one. Here's the frequency table, and I extended it. The actual frequency table is really just this column and that column. That's what you're used to seeing. That's just the frequency table, and the classes and how many people are in those classes. Now, what I had to do is I had to find the midpoint, and then to work through our formula, I have to do the frequency of each one times the midpoint. So I'm multiplying all those times each other. I'm making very good X's, times those numbers, and I get these numbers over here. Okay, the formula is this right here. X bar equals the two sums. Now, one is the sum of all the frequencies times the value, which is 7201. And the bottom is just the sum of just the frequencies, which is 78. So we're going to say the mean is 92.3. And that would fall, in here somewhere, which is normal. It's going to be in the middle. It's a measure of center. It's going to be in the center, that's probably a pretty good mean. Okay, a weighted mean, almost the same thing, kind of different terminology, but it kind of works the same. A weighted mean follows this formula. You do the sum of the weight of each value times the value, and on the bottom you add up all the weights. And I'll show you that used a lot in GPAs, and I'm going to show you an example of a GPA on the next slide. But again, W is each weight of the value of X, and then you just add up all the weights on the bottom. So let's try one right here. In her first semester of college, a student took 5 courses. Her final grades, along with the number of credit or credit hours for each course, were: she got an A in a 3-credit course, an A in a 4-credit course, a B in a 3-credit, a C in a 3-credit, and an F in a 1-credit. The grading system is traditional. A is 4 points. You get 3 for a B, 2 for a C, 1 for a D, and 0 for an F. And darn it, she made an F. So here's our formula. You do the weight times the number, and then on the bottom, you're going to add up all the weights. So the weights are what we did first. The weights are the credits. How much she gets 4 points for an A, but she gets 4 points times 3 because she has 3 credit hours or whatever. So what I did first, I'm taking the weights. These first number of the weights. 3 times A is 4. 4 times, because it's a 4-credit course, times 4, which was an A. 3 for a B. 3 credits, and the B was a 3. 3 credits, 2 for a C. 1 credit, 1 weight, 0 for an F. And then on the bottom, I just added all the weights up, which were in the parentheses. The weights are the credits. The credit hours or the credits tell you how much to weigh each grade. You can't just go, in high school you could kind of just go add all your A's, B's, C's, D's together and divide by how many classes you took. In college it's different because different courses have different weights. A 3-hour class, 4-hour class, or 1-hour class. So it depends on what you're taking. So punch all that in your calculator, divide it, you get 3.07. Pretty good GPA. wouldn't have had that F, it'd been a lot better, but you know, life is what it is. So there you go. Hope that makes some sense. So we have means from a frequency distribution and also a weighted mean. Both these are very important, and we'll work on and to be honest, you got to do a lot of these more by hand than what you're used to technology. So I'll be ready for that tomorrow too. So I'll see you then. Look forward to it. See you. Bye.